Just want to show everyone something real quick. If you have access to pallets, and usually you can find a place you can get pallets, and sometimes you can get them free. There's a lot of things you can do. Pallets have saved us a lot of money. So for example, this is a little goat shelter that I've built onto the side of our implement shed. And I just took some pallets, very simple, and some scrap metal. Just squared it up, and I used hurricane ties just to kind of sure it up together. You can see that here. And then on top, it's some pallets, and then just some sheet metal up there to make it waterproof. It's at a slight angle so the water will run off. And then in here I took a pallet, put it in here at an angle, and that's a feeder. And just put the feeder up. The goats want to come up here and see what's going on. Y'all like your house? Yeah. Made a nice little house, and we've got quite a few shelters that we have built out of pallets, and it's just a cheap alternative to instead of going and buying expensive lumber. Pallets are available, and it's just another way that you can save money and repurpose something. And this is our birthing pen, because it has a lot smaller wire in it. We got ducks in here right now. Hi, ducky ducks. Yeah, we can see we've got a ewe and her lamb in here. They can stay in here for a while until they're big enough to go out with the rest of the herd. And we've got a goat that should be giving birth soon. Yeah, you're going to be a mama too, aren't you? Yeah. But, yes, we hear you. But I just wanted to show you another shelter made from pallets. And this is just a different way to make one. Again, you can just kind of see, I think it's pretty self-explanatory how I built it. Now on this one, and you can see my feeder made out of a pallet. But on this one I did something a little different for the roof. I didn't use pallets for the roof. I just used some zip board. You can see how I braced it across. And then I just put shingles on it. You know, this is from shingles. These are just extra shingles from that building there. You can see off at a distance. And I just used the extra shingles and made a roof. As you can see, make some nice little shelter. This is going to be the north side, so I just took some scrap boards. Just made it where the north wind will not blow in on them. Simple, it's cheap, and it was built out of just spare materials we had. From pallets, extra lumber, extra shingles. I mean, really, just the cost of the screws and just a few things. I mean, it was practically free. It was just surplus lumber, surplus materials we had from other projects. And this is, again, how people that say they can't afford to homestead, you know, we don't have much money either. And there are ways of saving money, reusing things. And there's just a lot of good ideas out there on how you can do this without spending a lot of money. This works very well. One more example of how pallets can be used as corner posts for fencing. Just put up a simple fence here for these potatoes, and for the corners, just use 2 pallets as corner posts. Here is another structure. This is actually back here where Daisy the cow is, but this is actually for sheep. This is a little larger than the other pallet structures. You can kind of see how I built it. This one actually slopes down on both sides, and I made this door, and the door keeps the cow out, but the sheep can go under it. So it's made for little ones to be able to go inside. You can see inside. Got hay. This actually has a floor in it. Then I've got boards in here. These were just scrap boards that I had, just to give them a way to get out of rain and wind. Again, using an old pallet for a feeder. Just put it in at an angle, put hay in it. You can look there in the corner. There's an egg. And on this one, you can see how we'll use metal on this one, and it's just sloped on both sides. Very simple. And again, that really practically nothing. Well, the metal was purchased specifically for this project, but everything else is pretty much scrap. Here's a doghouse. This was really quick and easy to build. Just took a few pallets, put them together as you can see, and used some surplus shingles on top of that pallet for a roof. Quick and easy and cheap doghouse. This is another structure built out of pallets. Just very simple, sloped roof. Again, surplus shingles. And you can see in this one also just used another pallet, put in there at an angle to put feed in, put the hay in. The goal is eventually have each paddock have its own shelter. I've got one over here that I'm working on. It's just not quite done yet. Here's a feeder made from 2 pallets. I cut 2 pallets in half, took through the halves, made the sides of it, and the second pallet cut in half and just put in there at an angle. Just put it together with some hurricane straps, use some surplus metal on top to keep the rain out of it. Just a cheap, simple way to make a hay feeder. This is our largest paddock. We kept a couple of sheep. Here you can see a surplus here of some of my pallets. And end with this one. This one is not quite complete yet. It's working for me. I haven't got the shingles on it yet, but I've got 2 4x8 zip boards on the top. This was an old metal security gate, and then some pallets. I put this together for the sheep. You can see the sheep out there. And I had an issue with wind. This is the north side of the shelter, and I wanted to keep wind out of there. And I'd gotten to the point where I really didn't have any more excess zip board or any sheets of wood that I wanted to spare. So I came up with the idea of just stapling some old dog food bags on here to keep the wind out. And you may be wondering, why are the dog food bags upside down? It's because you open the tops of the bags, and I didn't want rain to go into the bag, so I just put them upside down so the rain would just run right off of them. So just cheap ways of using things that you already have, repurposing items, and using things like pallets that you can often get free. So if you like our videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends. Thank you until next time.